If you're looking for a channel that creates a dialogue between fashion, pop culture, and anything else in between, with lots of fun and serving you looks in every video, Odjuani is your host, and Spoil is the channel. Hello bratties, I'm Odjuani and welcome back to the Spoil channel. So we're currently witnessing multiple rebrands from celebrities right now. We have Jojo Siwa trying to let go of her childlike image. We have Camila Cabello trying to rebrand her artistry into a new sound and aesthetic. And we also have Jennifer Lopez trying to rebrand herself as relatable so she can promote her music, movie, tour, documentary. I don't know. But one thing's for sure, they're all trying. But is it working?
Dream guest on my podcast? Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, let's spice things up. One of my exes. Oh?
This was the toughest scene in the whole movie. It was pouring rain, it was freezing. I lost all feeling on my left side of my body and in my legs. But I said, this is gonna be worth it for the art and for the movie. We have to do this.
So I wanted to make this video about celebrity rebrands, to look at past ones and the recent ones to see why they're not working, or if celebrity rebrands are authentic or not, or if rebranding has anything to do with authenticity. So a personal brand is when a brand is a human being as opposed to a product or service, positioning themselves as the authority in their industry, kind of like the person is the product and personal branding is the process to market this person, the product. The concept of personal branding is believed to come from American writer Tom Peters back in 1997 in an essay published by Fast Company under the title "The Brand Called You. You Can't Move Up if you don't stand out." Celebrities are the ones most known for this strategy due to their popularity and influence towards ordinary people. They are capable of selling themselves, and most of them are also able to sell anything by only having their name or face attached to it. Politician and former President Dwight Eisenhower is the one who some regard as the one who popularized the strategy of personal branding during the 1952 elections. Due to his popularity with the work he did in the US military during the World War II, a political campaign was built around his image of being a strong, straightforward, and familiar leader, even though he himself was against running for president. His nickname, Ike, was part of his famous slogan, "I like Ike," becoming one of the most memorable campaign slogans in American history. Campaign buttons, clothing, toys were all branded with "I like Ike." Political campaign ads on TV were a new thing back in 1952. The series Eisenhower Answers America was the first one ever to be made. His campaign also had the "I like Ike" / "Ike for President" animated commercial. Another brand new idea conceived by Jacqueline Cochran, a pilot and aide during Eisenhower's campaign, and Roy O. Disney from the Walt Disney Company. His opposing candidate during the elections, Adlai Stevenson, said this about his campaign back in the day. "This is the worst thing I've ever heard of. Selling presidency like cereal. Merchandising the presidency. How can you talk seriously about issues with 1-minute spots?" This is what I imagined he sounded like. I would also like to give credit to the Spice Girls, because Spice Girls also had this kind of personal branding going on for them. Their marketing team went hard back in the 90s, like the whole Spice Mania, from dolls to cameras, clothes, candy, etc. They had it all, and this isn't very much different from what the Kardashians are known for. They have makeup, shapewear, sleep gummies, anyway, all under their name. Throughout the years, with the rise of social media, ordinary people can also develop their own personal brands and use the personal branding strategy with the power of their following within a certain platform.
I mean, I just knew from the moment I saw her she was going to be a complete and utter disaster.
And rebranding is just another strategy. Celebrities are constantly rebranding themselves for many different reasons. Maybe it's because they're trying to build a new image of themselves due to a scandal, or they just want to seem more mature and grown up, or they want to go on a different direction with their career. Either way, the goal is always the same. They want to let go of the past image of themselves and present a new one to the world. To do that, most of them change their hair color, their style, and attitude to get a new public perception of them. So let's talk about Jojo and Camila Cabello's rebranding. First, Jojo.
It's dramatic of a change yet. No one has made, in my generation, this extreme of a switch. And I am the first in the generation. It is very scary, but someone's got to do it.
Jojo Siwa was a former child star who gained popularity through the show Dance Moms. She was known for her loud and spontaneous personality. Naturally a brunette, her mom, Jocelyn Siwa, bleached Jojo's hair. This image of Jojo would fully form more and more by being associated with her blonde hair, her signature bow, and her colorful and extravagant outfits. She became such a sensation with her songs and dance moves that she signed with Nickelodeon and began acting in films and TV shows. But in 2021, Jojo would start slowly rebranding. She would come out as part of the LGBTQ+ community and embrace her toned down image of herself. She would wear more black clothes and athleisure wear and even cut her hair in 2022, which would cause a bit of a controversy when she would seemingly accuse Nickelodeon of not inviting her for the Kids' Choice Awards because she came out and cut her hair. But she wouldn't completely let go of her glitter though. After some controversies around her image in the past few years, we're now witnessing the beginning of her adult era, where she's trying to let go of her child image after she began promoting the release of her new song, Karma. And people are not having it, calling it cringe and try hard. Jojo would compare this era to other celebrities such as Britney Spears and Miley Cyrus, who both have successfully rebranded themselves as adults after being known as former child stars.
And just listen. All you people look at me like I'm a little girl.
Now the child star to adult iris pipeline is nothing new. Britney Spears is often regarded as the one who started this trend of good girl gone bad or I'm not a little girl anymore. But it was actually Janet Jackson who did it first, who managed to break out of her child star persona, who started on TV shows as a kid and releasing 2 bubblegum pop albums. She would end business with her father, who managed her career at the time, and released the single What Have You Done For Me Lately from her 3rd album, Control. All the singles were a massive success amongst critics and listeners. The album would be her first #1 on the Billboard Hot 200. She was taking control of her career, ditching her childlike image, and embracing her womanhood. She wore dark outfits, shoulder-pad blazers, and adopted a voluminous hairstyle. Janet would become a legendary figure after this, and a huge influence on Britney Spears, another legend. Britney's bad girl phase would also happen during her 3rd album release, Britney. She would release the single I'm a Slave For You in 2001, a song intended for Janet Jackson's album All For You. The song wouldn't be a major success in the US, but it would be everywhere else. Audiences were shocked by her new image. Britney was now a bad girl. Although many critics would praise the song and Britney's new approach, some did question her authenticity when reviewing Britney's new era as a whole. In an article in the New York Times written by John Pareles titled Big Girl Now or Just Posing, this is what he said about Britney's album. Britney is Mrs. Spears' version of the career move Janet Jackson made when she asserted herself on Control. The music drives home the parallel by borrowing heavily from Mrs. Jackson, tinkling keyboards, chord progressions, whispers asides, and giggles. But where Control burned bridges, Britney hedges and stays coy. Unlike Mrs. Jackson, Mrs. Spears has a kitty following she could lose if parents think she's too raunchy. Though she shows up in her new video clip with bad girl eyeliner and a sweaty torso, she's still touring with boy bands like O-Town. Seducing the audience is a major part of a pop star's job description. But the fantasy Mrs. Spears is selling has nothing to do with self-fulfillment or infatuation and vicarious romance. It's a sleazier, more mercantile setup. The young girl, her innocence leeching away, who has been coached to say what the consumers want to hear. Lines like, "You're a sexy guy, I'm a nice girl," or "You think I'm so naive? How dare you play with me?" Singer Christina Aguilera would then eventually do the same thing the following year by releasing Dirty from her iconic album Stripped. Her image would change into an even more risque aesthetic, wearing revealing outfits and eventually dyeing her hair black. Disney Channel acts would then follow the same steps to embrace a more mature image, like Hilary Duff, Ashley Tisdale, Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus. Funny enough, Miley Cyrus would ditch her childlike image by releasing her single Can't Be Tamed from the album of the same name. The album was produced by Rock Mafia, which is the same producer for Jojo Siwa's Karma. However, Miley's most remembered bad girl era was definitely bangers. She would embrace skin-tight outfits, unapologetic behavior, lots of Chanel, and her iconic pixie haircut. Miley would suffer backlash from critics and the public for her new image. Her authenticity was put into question when she got accused of appropriating black culture to portray the new image of a bad girl. Later on, she would even make negative comments about hip-hop culture, even though she benefited from it. But then she would apologize by leaving a comment under the video made by Kenya in her channel As Told by Kenya, a personal favorite of mine. If you ever watch this, Kenya, I love you. I love your content, love your channel. And I love you too, Miley. And you know how much I love you, Britney. And of course I love you, Janet. I love you all, my bad girls. Jojo's Karma is now facing backlash from the public and critics. The song is actually a cover version from the singer Brit Smith from 2012. Karma would be a scrap song from Miley's albums Can Be Tamed.
I went in with Rock Mafia to meet with them to write, and they played me Karma. And I heard it. They had said, oh, you know, this was actually, I think what they had said was this was written with Miley Cyrus in mind. But she had passed on it, I think. And so they said I could, you know, give it a shot recording it. And I did it, and they liked my version.
So let's take a look at the lyrics. The song's about cheating. If you didn't know, she sings, I was a bad girl. I did some bad things. Then lyrics. Karma's a bitch. I should have known better. If I had a wish, I would have never effed around. She doesn't even curse, so. The bridge is, and when I lay me down to sleep, it's not your body next to me. The lonely room feels so empty. Just me and my regrets. She ends the song by singing, better be good, cause what goes around comes around. Karma's a bitch, karma. And she's with you right now. So the takeaway is that she cheated and she now regrets it. I mean, if you were an actual bad girl, you would have cheated and you wouldn't even care. Like, you wouldn't be sorry about it, you know? Miley and Britney had their authenticity question when they went through their bad girl phase, but you couldn't say they weren't fully committed to it. At first they might have played it safe, but they didn't start off by apologizing for it. And then eventually they fully embraced it and made hits. And they're now fully detached from their past personas. Many are saying that the rebrand is not exactly a rebrand because it fails to present us with a new image of JoJo. And in fact, it does fail to present a new image of JoJo. Like, she's still the same JoJo. Instead of wearing colorful clothes with full of glitter, she's wearing black, but still full of glitter. Grace Vanderwaal, a former child star, actually gave JoJo a pretty great advice that I fully agree.
So if Jojo Siwa, as the artist, came to me and was like, hey, you know, long awaited, because I'm this notorious childlike spirit, and I want a reintroduction, rebrand, I'm an adult now, I want to like explore that, and I'm ready for it. I feel like the heart of what was done wrong and why it didn't land, because this actually, I feel like could be possible and like could be a really, really cool moment, but it's still Jojo Siwa. Jojo Siwa as a brand is seen as maximalist, childlike, high production. What it's lacking completely is vulnerability and honesty. That's what that world doesn't have. It has glitz, it has glam, it has fun. We don't need fun anymore. So the song is really fun. It's got dancing. That just reminds me of the old Jojo Siwa. If she were to do this rebrand, and also it's like not sophisticated. Like it's still immature in a way. Imagine just like a beautiful shaky cam music video, stripped song, beautiful lyrics. She's just in a white t-shirt, hair down, babe, natural makeup, and we just see this like Sofia Coppola type camera following a relationship, just like in an apartment, and we're able to like see her as this human being that loves and can be sexual and can have experiences and is an adult in this world.
Now, when it comes to Camila Cabello, she's not rebranding herself as a bad girl, but she is rebranding her artistry, her sound, and aesthetic. She dyed her hair blonde, and she released the single I Love It from her 4th upcoming album. In a recent interview with Zane Lowe, she said that she's a weirdo.
I do feel like I'm a weirdo, and that's the music that I love.
And this is not a master rebrand plan. But it's kind of hard to buy that when she doesn't have a full artistic identity attached to her. She was known for Fifth Harmony and her 2 pop albums and a 3rd Latin pop one. Then she suddenly shows up with a new hairstyle and a subversive basic fashion, also acting like a hyper pop girly, making everything feel more manipulated, manufactured, and calculated, therefore inauthentic. That's why people are comparing to Charli XCX and Rosalia, which might have inspired her. Okay, so the battery died and I had the time to eat lunch, retouch my makeup, and add these bad girls to the video. So it doesn't really help her case when the comparisons lead to try-hard comments that she has been receiving. One example I can think of a rebrand kind of similar to Camila's is Rihanna's. When she released her 3rd album, Good Girl Gone Bad, she would fully embrace this new image that she would carry to this day. She had a new sound, a new attitude, and a new haircut, in which eventually she would change from time to time without affecting her image and only perfecting her identity as a person and as an artist. Now, could be argued that if Jojo or Camila's songs were instant hits, regardless of their quality, would people still question their authenticity? I mean, does authenticity really matter when you actually reach success with your rebrand?
Hi. I used to live here. Huh? I used to live here. Huh?
What is your name?
My name is Jennifer.
Jennifer?
Yeah, I used to live and my room was upstairs right there. Jennifer Lopez.
Who's Jennifer Lopez?
Me.
Jennifer Lopez deserves her own chapter because J-Lo has so much lore that she even deserves her own video, honestly. But since I'm not going to do that, I'm gonna give you a quick, necessary summary for this portion of this video. Now, Jane from the Block started out as a dancer. She would eventually start on the show Living Color and be a background dancer for Janet Jackson as well. She would get her breakout role as Selena in the Selena biopic. From then on, she would star in movies and get into the music industry by releasing her debut album On the 6th.
Where would you like to go?
Wait, is there something called On the 6th? That was J-Lo's album's name. Where?
Her debut single, If You Had My Love, debuted at 81 on the Hot 100, but it would eventually reach #1 weeks later. A bop, by the way. And since then, she has starred in multiple movies and released many albums. And let's be honest, J-Lo had hits. She had bops. However, J-Lo's personal brand as being a triple threat during her entire career has been questioned multiple times. Her debut song, If You Had My Love, would be revealed to be allegedly stolen from singer Shante Moore in order to give it to J-Lo. Shante's song was called If I Gave You Love, and they both sound pretty similar.
J-Lo and I came out around the same time when her first album came out. And Rodney Jerkins actually came and wrote this wonderful song for me called If I Gave Love. And you know, the Jennifer Lopez song was If You Had My Love. He wrote the same song for her. I heard that it was because Puff Daddy walked in and heard my song and said, I want that song. And he was like, yeah, well, that's already taken. You know, we wrote that for Shantae and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, I want that song. So Rodney wrote really the same song. Honestly, if you hear my song, it's the same song.
JLo would eventually be accused of ghost singing for using vocals of other artists such as Ashanti's for Amarillo, and Christina Milian's vocals for Play, and Natasha Ramos' vocals for Jenny from the Block, and other songs. But nowadays, they all seem pretty okay with it. They don't have drama to dwell on it. Except Natasha. She actually has a pretty sad story with one of the producers for JLo's album. JLo's producers would also allegedly try to steal songs from other artists like Amarie, Usher, Brandy, etc. But then you could argue, oh, it's not exactly JLo's doing, it's the team behind her who's, you know, allegedly stealing these songs. However, the public does not buy that. And the public does not have a good perception of JLo either. In 1998, she gave an interview for Movie Line, and she shared some pretty unfiltered thoughts about other actresses in Hollywood. When asked about the actress Salma Hayek, this is what she said about her. We're in two different realms. She's a sexy bombshell, and those are the kind of roles she does. I do all kinds of different things. It makes me laugh when she says she got offered Selena, which was an outright lie. If that's what she does to get publicity, then that's her thing. When asked about Winona Ryder, this is what she said. In Hollywood, she's revered. She gets nominated for Oscars, but I never heard anyone in the public or among my friends say, oh, I love her. She's cute and talented though. And I would like her just for looking like my older sister, Leslie. When asked about Madonna, this is what she said. Do I think she's a great performer? Yeah. Do I think she's a great actress? No. Gwyneth Paltrow, tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work. When asked about why she was gaining so much success in the film industry, this is what she said. Because I'm the best, I feel like I can do anything, any kind of role. I'm fearless. Gosh, I wish I had JLo's confidence for once. She would then regret what she said by saying this in an interview for the NRP in 2018. It gave me a lot of notoriety in the moment, and then it made a lot of people in the industry really pissed off. So when I look back at it now, I go, you know, I never wanted to hurt anybody. I didn't realize my words could impact people that way. You know, I was a nobody at the time. On TikTok and across other social media apps, people have shared tons of negative experiences when meeting JLo. And hey, JLo might have a bad day, but I feel like if JLo has multiple bad days, then the bad one might be just JLo. And now with the release of her multimedia project, This Is Me Now, with a visual album / musical film, a full album, and a documentary, all funded by herself despite her team being against it. For the past couple of months, the whole internet was mocking her for it. She's not new to internet mockery, but this time around it has been pretty intense for JLo. Not only that, the people who actually live in the Bronx, the neighborhood that she's so proud of, are not really big fans of her either. They claim that she uses the Bronx as a way to seem more relatable. And now, allegedly due to low ticket sales, her tour has been rebranded from This Is Me Now to This Is Me Live, the greatest hits. Like I said, her personal branding keeps pushing this image that she's this triple threat who came from the Bronx. But the public perception is basically that she came from the Bronx, became a celebrity, and is extremely out of touch with reality. And just like Jojo and Camila Cabello, JLo's public perception is not reading well with what she's presenting. They're trying to portray an image that the public is not seeing, and it's not clicking.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
That's why they're getting these try hard comments. And like, why is try hard a bad thing? I don't think trying hard should be viewed as a bad thing. I mean, it depends, right? Like, we're all trying at something. I mean, I'm trying this, you know, like this channel. Like, this is like what, my 4th attempt on YouTube? And so, yeah, I'm trying. But I feel like Jojo, Camila Cabello, and JLo shouldn't be trying hard, though. I'm sure they have a whole team behind them and they have the budget for it. So that's why they shouldn't be seen as tryhards, right? Because they have the budget for it. I'm the one who's trying hard, you know, like I don't have a team, I don't have a budget, I don't even have a job. Yeah, so no, actually I'm working hard. You know, they're the ones trying hard because they have the means to, you know, take care of the marketing things. I have to do it all by myself, so I'm working hard, I'm not trying hard. But then again, I feel bad. They're women, and when you're a woman, it's really hard to change the public perception of you. I guess that's the challenge that they had to face. And at the same time, I feel bad for them. Like, I feel bad for the backlash that they're getting. But I'm sure they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be just fine.
We're in the spy business. Reinventing ourselves is what we do.
In conclusion, I feel like the discussion of everyone on social media becoming a personal brand and using personal branding strategies to get their names out there, I can see the benefits and the downside of it. For people like me who have studied digital marketing and how social media works and stuff, I feel like this can be very liberating. You're literally taking control of your image, you're really taking control of your work. I feel like this is great, but I can see the bad side as well. Like, for people who are not as savvy with technology and don't know how social media works, and this can be stressful, it can be hard, you know, like, and at some point it all can feel saturated. Everyone has to have the perfect grid, the perfect pictures, you know, present themselves in front of the camera, you know, show their faces, make a video, you know. It can be very exhausting and at the same time intimidating. And some people out there just want to have fun on social media, you know, bring back fun for social media. That we don't have to sell ourselves all the time, we don't have to advertise ourselves, we don't have to use social media for work, you know, networking and reinventing yourself and rebranding yourself.
So I've decided I'm gonna start posting on Instagram like it's 2012 again. I'm talking random bird that I thought was cute, the new socks I bought. Shit, what I had for breakfast this morning. And no, not in the story, on the grid, so you know it's real. Cause who gonna check me?
That's my thought for that. For Camila Cabello, I feel like Camila Cabello has it easy here. She's not getting as much backlash as Jojo and Jennifer Lopez have been getting. So I feel like for her, we just gotta wait and see if this version of her is authentic and she's actually in it for the art and she's gonna fully embrace it. Because at the end of the day, we are not her, so we'll never know whether she's doing it authentically or not. For all we know, this might be her attempt to try to find an actual artistic identity for herself. So, and I'm always here for rebrands. I feel like that's a way to evolve as an artist. I love when artists attempt to, you know, reinvent themselves and bring something new, and they should be, because we are always evolving. Like, we're human, we are always changing, we are always evolving. And same thing for Jojo, we gotta wait and see if she's gonna fully commit to the bit. She can't be saying she's a bad girl and she regrets it and pulling up with these unhinged interviews.
When I first signed with Columbia, I said, I want to start a new genre of music. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's called gay pop. And they were like, what's that? And I was like, it's like K-pop, right? But it's gay pop.
Like, singing bitch is not enough for us to believe that you're a bad girl, you know? You can't even say the F word. I mean, Eisenhower might not have been the great straightforward leader, but people bought that. If you want to sell something, make people believe in it. Some people are saying that this is all a distraction from her controversy, so I don't know. Well, at least Jojo's chaotic attempt to rebrand made someone happy. And J-Lo, you've been a very bad girl. You need a full rebrand. Like, you need to listen to your team. Like, you didn't listen to your team and you funded this whole $20 million project and look what happened. Be better. Be better. So that's it for today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you next time. Take care and bye-bye. Spoiled. Get spoiled with content.